Welcome back to my channel, Cummins Camping. Matt here with you. Today I want to talk to you about the Power Probe 3. I've had the other two, the 1 and 2, and I have the Power Probe 3 now. I've had it for 6 or 7 years now, and it's performed flawlessly. I've never done anything to this, never broken or anything like that. The biggest plus to this one over the first two is you get the LCD screen digital multimeter. It will tell you your voltage that you have. If you hit the button for positive, it tells you what you have on your batteries, because you're hooked directly to the batteries with alligator clamps. So you know you have a power and a ground all the time. The Power Probe is an awesome diagnostic tool. It can be abused, it can be misused. You got to know your circuit that you're working on, because you can only put, with the Power Probe 3, you can only put 12 volts to a system. And you can't put any less. You can't do a 5-volt reference. You can check it, but if you power it, you're going to put 12 volts to it. So you got to know that. That's their biggest thing. It basically for me took the place of my test light and then some, because I can check a wiring system. We do a lot of light repair work, lights on our trucks at work. So, you know, you can check, see if you have a good ground. It's got a beeper on it, so it tells you. If you don't hear the beeper, you're probing something, you don't hear the beeper on a ground system, you're not going to have good ground. If you get just 0, or it says 0, and you don't hear the beeper, you don't have a good enough ground. You got a broken wire somewhere or something. So, I mean, it's a really handy tool, and you can put 12 volts to something. You can light up a light. You can see if where your power is being lost or your ground is being lost. You can apply ground to a circuit. It's just really an awesome tool. It comes with a ground lead. So you always have ground on this alligator clip here, and then you can probe with this end. They also sell the accessory kit, which I have here. There's the part number. Now this was for the Power Probe 2. They sell the one specifically for the Power Probe 3, but this works on the 3 also. The only difference is it has a lead. I don't know if you can see the picture right there that screws into the Power Probe 2. You don't use that on the Power Probe 3. You can use your back probes or whatever. There's a couple extensions here, and you have extra cords. So if you can't get the whole Power Probe down into where you're working, you can use one of these leads, put your tip on the end of it, and get you in a tight spot. It's really a handy tool. So I just want to show you what it can do a little bit. Obviously it can probably do a whole lot more than I'm going to show you. It also comes with if you have a good cigarette lighter plug or a power plug in your vehicle, you can plug right into that instead of getting to the battery. So 2 different things, and they unplug from each other. Plug in, real easy. So I'll get you set up here and show you what we can do. So as I mentioned before, I just have this light here to as an example. You have your power wire coming in, and if you don't have a ground, you see you don't get any lights. This is setting on the, and you kind of get a flickering, but it won't come on because there's no ground. Now if we hook up our ground to the ground wire and we probe it again, you see we get a straight 0 and we get a green light. If we turn the beeper on, we get a straight beep on there. Now I can power this up by hitting the power, and we have a light. If I'm doing that, I usually shut the beeper off. You don't need the beeper if you're powering up. But you can do this, you know, from anywhere in your circuit, and you can keep going back until you find your problem. So if you have a light up here, but it still doesn't work with a switch, you just go prior to this. Keep back stepping until you find a broken wire or whatever you have. That's the biggest way I use this tool. There's 100 different ways, you know, to use it. This one actually does a peak voltage, has a peak voltage setting on it. So if you're checking a circuit and it's spiking on you, you can see how high the voltage is going. So checking your alternator or something like that. It only holds between 8 and 10 amps or something like that before it pops the breaker. That's another good thing about it, is you can, if you know you're working on a 12 volt system, the circuit's 12 volt and it's shorted out, and you hit it with 12 volts, it'll pop the breaker, and you just let it cool down for a second, push it in. So it's really kind of foolproof unless you're working on the wrong kind of circuit for this tool. So that's pretty much it. I hope everybody enjoyed this, and I know everybody's using these in different ways, and really an awesome tool. So I hope everybody's enjoyed it, and remember to like, subscribe, leave me a comment or two, and we'll catch you in the next one.